Hello, Judge. My name is Alan Cooper, and I will be showing you why being a vegetarian is a better ethical choice than meat eating. I will be the proposition. I went ahead and decided ethics as of or relating to moral principles. I have the morals defined as concern with the principles of right and wrong behavior and the goodness or badness of human character. My first argument: people weren't actually meant to eat meat, so it should be considered a wrong behavior, whereas vegetarianism is right. There's a frequently stated notion that meat eating was an essential step in human evolution. While this notion may comfort the meat industry, it simply isn't true, scientifically. Dr. Colin Campbell, professor at Cornell University and author of the China Study, explains that in fact we only recently, historically speaking, began eating meat, and that the inclusion of meat in our diets came well after we became who we are today. He explains that the birth of agriculture only started about 10,000 years ago, at a time when it became considerably more convenient to herd animals. The Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine president Dr. Neil Barnard says in his book, The Power of Your Plate, that early humans had diets very much like other great apes, which is to say, a largely plant-based diet, drawing on foods we can pick with our hands. Research suggests that meat eating probably began by scavenging, eating the leftovers that carnivores had left behind. However, our bodies have never adapted to it. To this day, meat eaters have a higher incidence of heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and other problems. Paleontologist Dr. Richard Leakey, who explains what anyone who has taken an introductory physiology course would discern intuitively, that humans are herbivores. Leakey notes that you can't tear hide by flesh. You can't tear skin by flesh. We wouldn't have been able to deal with food source that required those large canines. Although we have teeth that are called canines, they bear little resemblance to the canines of carnivores. My second argument is that meat eating is bad for the environment. The 2006 UN Food and Agriculture Organization report concluded that worldwide livestock farming generates 18% of the planet's greenhouse gas emissions. By comparison, all the world's cars, trains, planes, and boats account for a combined 13% of greenhouse gas emissions. Much of livestock's contribution to global warming comes from deforestation, as the growing demand for meat results in trees being cut down to make space for pasture or farmland to grow animal feed. Livestock takes up a lot of space, nearly one-third of the Earth's entire landmass. Animal waste generates nitrous oxide, a greenhouse gas that has 296 times the warming effect of CO2. And of course, there is cow flatulence. As cattle digest grass or grain, they produce methane gas, of which they expel up to 200 liters a day. Given that there are 100 million cattle in the US alone, and that methane has 23 times the warming impact of CO2, that is a lot of gas that adds up. Water is another scarce resource that we will soon not have enough of in various areas of the globe. Grain-fed beef production takes 100,000 liters of water for every kilogram of food. Raising broiler chickens takes 3,500 liters of water to make a kilogram of meat. In comparison, soybean production uses 2,000 liters per kilogram of food, rice 1,912, wheat 900, and potatoes 500 liters. My third and final argument is that meat eating can cause food poisoning and zoonosis. So, Campylobacter bacteria, the most common cause of food poisoning in England, is usually found in raw meat and poultry, unpasteurized milk, and untreated water. Salmonella comes from raw meat, poultry, and dairy products, and most cases of E. coli food poisoning occur after eating undercooked beef or drinking unpasteurized milk. Zoonosis, diseases that can be passed from animal to human, such as bird flu, swine flu, etc., create an extremely unsafe workplace for farmers and for people eating meat. That is my argument. Thank you very much.